All right, today we're going to have more shortcuts for proving triangles congruent. This is part 2. We did part 1 before. Let's just go over really quick. The last two we used, they're on your note sheets. We had SSS, which stood for side. And the other one was SAS for side, angle, side. Okay? And we drew on those triangles on your paper. We're going to add to your list. So that's the note sheet that you have for today. It looks like this. We've already filled in the SSS and the SAS. We're going to fill in some more today, okay? Today we're going to add angle, side, angle. Some people believe that that's why I named my son Asa. It is not, but it all was really cool because I'm a geometry teacher anyway, but it was because of the Asa in the Bible. He was a king. But we're going to do angle, side, angle, and you have that in your Postulate book. And so you probably already wrote it down. It states that, by the way, this is going to go right in here.
Just looking at my son's name.
All right. We're going to put that in, I'm thinking about right here, side, angle, side, angle. There we go. Angle, side, angle. What do you think, how are we going to mark these triangles? Anybody have any guess?
With the angle, then the side, then the angle.
And so where would that angle, that side be compared to the angles?
It would be the side that both of them are shared by.
Yes. So if I have an
Like on the base,
angle here and an angle here,
it would
the
be
side will
that
be
is shared by
the shared by it right there. That's correct.
Can I do the one on the bottom?
So, and I actually need to do something a little different because I need to take and do 2 on this one that corresponds with the 2 on that one, right? And it'll be the one that's shared. Go ahead, Brett.
But this would also be right?
That will also be correct. That's right. So if you wanted to do this, if I wanted to put it on a different spot and I wanted to do this side, then I would have to have these angles. Should do it in different colors. Yeah, you can see it. Go up there. Yes, ma'am.
Is this, so it's the same thing as this?
It's the same thing as what you just drew also. You can do it on the bottom. If it is on the bottom, if we have this side, then we're going to have this angle and those angles. Okay? Multiple ways. The side must be in between the 2 angles. So here is a little animation at the bottom, or another one right there at the bottom that shows you. Okay? Angle, side, angle.
Wait, why are there 2 marks on one side and 1 on the other?
Good question. All right. That means that these two are congruent to each other, while these 2 are congruent with each other. You need to have double. We're not saying that. And if we only had, like when I was doing these, if I only had 1 mark on all of them, that would imply that all 4 of those angles were congruent. Okay.
And if just by looking at them, they aren't congruent.
Correct.
Yeah.
But yes. These ones you might be confused. It might look like those are. Okay. The bottom ones almost look like it's an isosceles triangle. Okay. All right. We're going to talk about that with the angles of isosceles triangles next one. One more. So we have another one. It's angle, side, angle. You're like the 4th one down, I think.
Angle, side.
My bad. Angle, angle, side. Angle, angle, side. Now, is the side in between the 2 angles this time? No. So I'm going to have 2 angles. And I might have a side. It will not be the one included.
Or it'll be like...
It will, I've drawn those wrong.
It'll be the one not.
I need to do this. It will be one of the 2 that is not in between. Either those or these. It will not be an included side or a side in between. These would be perfect for you to put these drawings that I'm doing here in your Postulate book. So when you're looking for stuff, you'll know. These ones are pretty nice because we already have abbreviations in this notes. Okay. All right, so here is an option. All right, we've already drawn. Let's do some examples. That's about that. We're going to do we're going to do the odds. Actually, no, we're going to do 1, 3, 5, 6, and then 8 and 10. So some odds, some evens.
Now, quick question.
Yes.
Do all of these that we're doing right now only include those or include all of them?
For the first bit, they'll include just the ones we've learned, and then down below it'll include all of them. That are fantastic questions. So on number 1, the question says, determine if the 2 triangles are congruent. If they are, state how. So number 1, we have some marks on number 1. I have an angle here and here that are congruent. I have some sides that are congruent. Do we have anything else?
Yeah, the 90 degrees.
So these ones are vertical, so these 90s are also congruent. So I'm going to put 2 marks on that one just because it'll be easier. I need to make my... I don't know if I can do that. There we go. Can you see those? Yeah. Okay. So, let me see some sides. You can't see them on. There we go. Are they congruent? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
How?
AAS.
Angle, angle, side? I agree. Please ask me some questions if you don't understand how we got that. That side was not included between those 2 angles. Number 3, Number 3. I have a side. Let me make it a little darker. I have an angle. Do we have anything else?
Number 3? Yes. The vertical angles.
The vertical angles. I'm going to
So
make
the
2 little
angle,
marks on.
angle side.
We have another. And this is almost the same exact thing.
It's
It's
just flipped around.
Just flipped around a little and shaped a little different. But yes, again, by angle, angle, side.
And flip it over.
I was also in.
Yeah.
So we got right angle. We got here and here. These are congruent because they're both right. We got an angle, angle, side again.
Yeah.
Man, why did I do that?
Well,
All right.
the other 2 aren't.
What?
The other 2
The other
are
2
angle
aren't.
side angle.
2
but
and
those,
4.
Yeah.
Oh, next door. Okay,
They're-
so don't think that all your answers are going to be angle, angle, side. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah.
Because your other ones.
The other 2 are angle side angle.
Okay.
Both.
Let's jump down. Number 6. These ones I love.
Yeah, they're
And I'm
kinda
going to
nice.
tell you why. Because they're getting you ready to understand how to do a proof. Okay? So, state the additional information. State what additional information is required in order to know that a triangle is congruent for the reason given. So that
Either the
we're doing
angle
angle,
GH
side again.
So wouldn't it be, is it either GHI is congruent to WHI or GIH is congruent to WIH?
We might need a couple things, don't we? Because we have a side.
No, because those sides
We
are,
have a side right there, don't we? So we need some angles.
so it would be either GHI is congruent to WHI or GIH is congruent
Be careful
to
because it's got to be angle, angle, side. One of them is going to make it angle, side, angle. Isn't it? Or not?
No, it wouldn't.
Never won't. Okay, never will. So it's either going to be this angle over here.
So can I just list one or do we have to list both?
It's got to be those, right?
Yes.
Let me make that a little
Checking
darker.
the
Or
angles, right?
these.
Or do I have to like
Right.
write it out?
You would have to write it out.
Okay.
And we have to write them in the correct order. If we're stating that things are
yeah.
congruent, so even the angles and even the sides. So if I say angle, G N I.
N.
Is that what letter is that? Is an H? Because I can't tell. It's kind of blurry on mine. H I. Is that an I?
Yeah.
Okay. If I say G H I,
We WHI.
It would be WH.
it has to come over. This G has to go with the W. So angle W has to go with G. They have to go in the right order. And H again.
Share.
I. Okay, so that could be one of the options. Oh, but we have to say that
Or WH
H
and GIH.
HI is congruent to HI. Does that make sense?
Huh?
We probably ought to make sure we have that
Why? Oh.
because it's
But
not
that's
marked.
implied.
Suppose on a proof you'd have to write it.
Oh, fine.
If you didn't do GHI and WHI, what would you have to do?
What?
If we didn't do GHI and WHI,
It
we
would
could do
be,
angle
Uh,
over here.
GIH and WIH. But we're fine to just write one of them, right?
I think so. All right, so we have to do side angle, side. We already have some angles, so we need 2 more sides. This one's automatically congruent, so TU congruent to TU. And then we can do this side over here. And ST, S corresponds with G. And T corresponds with U. Questions on number 8. Let's do number 10. Number 10. They want side, angle, side. We naturally have a side already. We have already the marks, but what do we naturally have already?
The two HGs.
Yes, we can do HG. What's the reason for that if you had to do it on a proof?
Reflexive.
Good job, reflexive. Good job. Now we need an angle. Does that angle have to be between the two sides or not between the two sides? So what angle is that?
IHG.
Okay, so I'm going to write IHG, and we have to go in the correct order.
and
What
DG.
corresponds with I?
D.
D. And then H is next.
IHG? Oh.
No, it would be IHG.
No, it wouldn't be
and then
IHG. It
And
wouldn't be
then
IHG because IHG is not in between GD. It would be HGD.
H.
Yeah, same thing.
No,
We're doing this one.
She said IHG.
No, I'm
Yeah,
doing
she's
this
doing
side
this one.
first. I'm
She's
doing
doing this
that
one.
side first. I'm doing IHG and then
IHG.
DGH.
Now she's going to do DGH.
Oh, I see what you're
Yeah,
saying.
so she's okay.
Okay.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, okay, I was confused.
Okay, so congruent. And you said DGH, is that correct?
Yes.
Is it okay if I listed them in a different order
Yes.
as long as the corresponding letters are with each other?
That's correct. As long as I goes with D, and H goes with G, and G goes with H.
G?
Hmm?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Oh, we got to be careful.
Wait, no.
Because this HG doesn't go with HG.
What?
HG doesn't go with HG. HG goes with GH. Do you understand?
It's kind of like the same thing backward.
It is. But do you understand why?
No.
Because H corresponds with G on the other triangle. And G corresponds with H on the other triangle.
Because it's like
Because they're
flipped.
flipped, yes.
And it makes the okay.
Yes, because they're flipped. Okay?
Okay, wait.
Careful.
Okay, so can we go? I'm confused.
Okay.
So if I did HGD,
Let's do that. Let's start here. You did H,
HGD is congruent. I had
HGD.
So
So,
it would be
HIG.
GHI.
I had HIG.
so you're going to have
GH.
G, GHI. Is that correct, Amy? I'll go back.
Sorry, I'm really lost.
Well, if you look at the, you know how it has like the.
Mom, can you
Can't
help?
think-
Yes, just like these are the shorts. These are the shorts.
There's two triangles. So
Okay,
if
the
you-
two shorts have to go together, and so, and the two longs have to go together, right? Okay, so in between here, we're going to start up here and go the short, then long. We're going to go short, then long. So over here, so you did. This is how you did it. You did really long and then short, right? You with me so far? That's what HGD is, here to here. So you're going to have to go G, long, and short.
Because the triangles are like split.
So you're going to have to go G, H, I. Did that help you?
I think so.
Yes, ma'am.
Then on the top one,
Yes, we might have needed to switch. Do you think we need to switch these two?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's the same exact shape as the other one. Just
It
flipped
is. It's just
upward.
flipped around.
yeah.
So we're going to have to do TU to UT. Very good. Thank you, Heidi. It's still reflexive, by the way. The answer
Do
will
we
still
have
be.
to do it with? Oh, never mind.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that means I'd have to do it on this one too.
Got it?
I think so.
All right. All right, I want you to watch this with me. Then we're going to do an example of some proofs with you, okay? All right. So this one's a harder of the proofs that we're going to do with you, all right? There's this, because we got parallel in here. And so we've got AD is parallel to CE. And notice it's already marked. It's already marked right here. And we also have BD, which is already marked right there, okay? We're trying to prove that the triangles are congruent. So before I start, I don't even look and try the proof. I pretend that I was doing one of those problems that we were doing before, and I say, how can we get them to be congruent, okay? So what do you know in the diagram for sure? And I'm going to mark it with a different color so that this is the color that I'm going to use that says I have to write a proof step for it. The red up there is unmarked. You might do that on your paper. Somehow do a color that's true from the given and then a color we have to state in your proof, okay? So what I changed colors. What do I have to state that I know by looking at the picture?
The AB is congruent to BE.
AB, this.
Is congruent to BE because then we would have a side
Wait,
on
what if-
side.
But do we know that by the given or by the
That
picture?
would be what we would have to.
Okay.
That would be something we'd have to.
Given right now.
Yeah, that's true. That we could that if we could get that, then we could use if we could do this, then we could do angle. Should be side.
CBD and
Yeah. Where do we have any angle anywhere?
Yeah, the vertical angle.
Okay, so we do have the vertical angles, but do we have a way to get this with the parallel?
Oh.
Because this would give us side.
That's a transversal. A to E is a transversal.
It is a
B,
transversal. Let's do this real quick. I don't think we're going to be able to do that part, but we do have. I'm going to make these a little longer right here. We have which one's the transversal?
The A.
AE.
Okay, we're going to use the AE. Okay. Do we have anything congruent with that? With that transversal?
Angle A.
Angle A is congruent to.
Angle E.
I agree by what?
Alternate interior.
Do we have the triangle? Is there something else we need to prove these triangles congruent?
No, because that would be AAS.
That will be AAS. Okay. Now, really quick. If I didn't do that, could I have said this is congruent to that?
Yeah.
Because there's another transversal, right? And then I would have, what way would I be proving?
side
Angle, side, angle. So we can do this angle, angle, side, or angle, side, angle, correct? Because this is the kind of thing that I do when I do my proofs. So I said I'm going to do angle, angle, side with one of them, or angle, side, angle. Do you guys have a desire? Which one?
Okay, the angle setting.
You want to do the angle, side, angle? All right, let's do that.
I don't know why.
All right, so that's the one we have. Now, my purple says what I have to prove. My purple says, for one thing, I have to write the given. I'm going to have to say the vertical angles. And I'm going to have to say these by alternate interior, right? All right, so first I'm going to do my given. You know, I'm going to see. I don't remember if I did angle, angle, side, or angle, side, angle on this. I have my statements and my reasons, and I have my given there. And I have angle ABD and EBD. What reason were those going to be?
For vertical.
Those are the verticals. Those are the verticals. All right. Are we done yet?
No.
No.
We have to do the transversal.
We got to do the transversal thing. So I'm using D and C being congruent. So we got your way, Amy. And so those were by alternate interior angle theorem, right? And am I ready yet?
No, we have to do the ABD is congruent to EBC.
So I need,
You need
I
to
need-
state the proof.
I have to do the triangle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I have to do that. So, okay, so when you're doing a proof with these kind of proofs with the triangles are, I think, way more straightforward, all right? Because we've got everything in here has to say angle. We have a side, we have an angle, and that's in between. So we have an angle, side, angle. We have to have those three things. You have to have an angle, a side, and angle, and sometimes you're going to have extra to help you get there, like that parallel helped us get there. So now we have our triangle, and the reason was
Angle, side,
angle, side, angle. You have to have, if you state angle, side, angle, you have to have an angle up above a side included up above, and another angle up above to be able to state that at the end. So you have almost your steps written out for you. We did this a little backwards. No, we didn't. We actually looked at a bunch of stuff to try to prove it and then wrote us stuff down. Don't just start writing because you won't know what to do. All right, we're going to do number 12 together. I'm going to pause this and come back. All right, we're going to do some proofs. It says we're going to do a plan for the proof because you're going to plan it with me, but we're going to pretty much have it done by the time we're done. All right, so we're going to do this first one. This is the very end of this assignment. It's not the very last page, but I think it's the second to the last page for 4.4. And it looks like this. All right, we're gonna mark our diagram and then devise a plan if we're going to do this side, 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 angle, side, angle, side, angle, side, or angle, angle, side. We have 4 of them to choose from. Based on the given and the diagram, can we get them congruent by something like that, okay? So I'm going to mark that angle K is congruent to angle M, and I am going to do this in red. The stuff I know will be in red. The stuff I'm going to have to write down will be the stuff I'm going to prove, okay? So I have K and M are congruent. But I don't know how. You guys I need to devise a plan. How are we going to mark that L is the midpoint of KM?
I thought about writing an M, but then it's going to look like a second M because we already have M down
Yes.
Maybe
What
put
do
a
we-
dot on it.
What do we know if something is a midpoint?
It's halfway.
It's halfway. What do you know about something that's
Bisector.
halfway? Say that again.
Bisector?
It bisects it, yes.
The sides are equal.
The sides are equal. So, Heidi, what's equal when you know that L is the midpoint of KM? What things are congruent here?
M.
Just a second. I just asked Heidi. Just a second. Go ahead, Heidi.
Line NL. Line L, okay.
Yes. So I am going to, even though I can't really put it in red because I have to state it. So I will put it in purple, that I know that that is congruent to that. I have to state it in my proof, though. And what would be the reason that KL is congruent to ML?
Midpoint.
Definition midpoint, okay? So we know that so far. We've marked the given.
Oh, I know what we're doing.
What else do we know about this diagram?
The vertical angles.
The vertical angles
so
are
then we would
congruent.
have angle, side,
So we'll have
side,
angle, side, and I'm going to write that down in the little thoughts section. It says angle, side, angle. Okay, now, in here, we're going to have a given. In our given, what part of angle, side, angle will be given to us?
Angle K is congruent to angle M.
So we'll have an angle part. How will we get the side part?
The L is the midpoint.
Yes, for that L is the midpoint. So we'll have that. How will we get the other angle?
Vertical angle.
The vertical angles. Okay, so we'll have 3 steps. The given will give us this one. Another one will give us the midpoint thing. We have another step for it because we'll have to state that they're equal. Then we'll have the vertical angles, and then we'll have one more. So number 4 will be the triangles are congruent. Okay, so let's do that together. So we'll have number 1. You guys can help me with that. Number 1 is the given. Angle K congruent to angle M. I'm going to do it all in one step. L I'm going to abbreviate midpoint. The midpoint of K, M. Number 1 is given. What do you want to do next? We want to do the verticals?
KL, wouldn't I? Not LK.
You can do
Oh,
LK.
wait. Is the midpoint thing under given?
Yes, because it's right up here.
Then I did that.
Okay. You can have it as number step 2, because you'll just have 5 steps and it'll be a problem.
I'm putting my L in parentheses, in quotations, so that way I know it's not an angle sign.
Oh, I just make sure that my angle looks really angular and my L's are straight up 90 degrees. That's what I do. All right, number 2. Do you guys want to state the side, the midpoint thing, or the vertical angles next?
Side.
The sides? Okay. So Heidi, did you say LK or L or KL?
Okay.
LK. All right. So she said LK. It matters what direction we do the next one. Is it L?
M
ML, that's correct. I
No.
can't.
No, wait.
No, it would be L.
Oh no, I put an M here for midpoint.
Ooh.
That's what confused me. It would be LM.
Yes. Thank you. Number 2, reason.
I listed them backwards, but I listed them the same.
Correctly.
Okay.
You backwards but correctly, that's fine.
Definition of midpoint.
Yes, definition, midpoint. Okay, so far we have a angle and a side, and now we need the other angle before we're done. Number 3, I'm going to state it as JLK.
I'm starting with the bottom one.
Okay.
I did angle MLP.
That's what I did too.
Oh, you want to do the bottom one?
I did
Yeah.
MLP.
MLP. I will do that. Angle M. L. I keep doing a lowercase m.
KL.
Yes.
I'll make that smaller in a minute. MLP. M goes with K because they both have the red on them. KLJ. Is that correct?
KL. Yes.
Number 3, vertical angles. Number 4, last thing.
Oh.
We have stated up above an angle, a side, and an angle somewhere up above. We use that midpoint thing to get one of the sides, and now we can just be done. It's already written all in the right order. Triangle J, KL, and triangle M, should be PML. Reason, angle, side, angle. Oh, that needs to be moved. It's way up there. All right. Proofs for triangles are a little more straightforward once you devise your plan, or the plan in the sense of once you say, oh, we can get this by angle, side, angle. In your proof, you must have something about an angle, something about a side, something about an angle, and not necessarily in that order before you can end the proof. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do the next one down below. All right. JM bisects angle J. How are we going to mark that?
LJM is congruent to KJM.
I'm going to not mark it in my red color. My red color states that I know it, and it's already in the given. I'm going to have to state that this angle is congruent to that angle, by definition bisector. And that is because of that first step there, okay? All right, what else? We have that JM and KL. It's already really marked on there.
I know.
So I'm going to put it in red because it's already there. What do we know about them if they're both 90 degrees right there?
They're supplementary.
They are supplementary. What else do we know?
Perpendicular.
They're perpendicular. Good. What else do we know?
They're equal.
They're equal. And that will help us with... So I'm actually going to put it in purple. Because if they're 90, we can state that they're congruent. I'm going to do this. All right.
Oh, and we can do
Aren't the lines?
angle side angle.
Yes, that's right. The lines are equal. And which ones are they again?
Angle side angle.
Oh, yeah. So I'll have JM. Well, and when we state it, will we say JM and MJ or
JM and JM.
JM and JM? They're not flipped this time, okay? All right. So we're going to have to state. Oh, wait, we said it was what?
LJM is congruent to KJM.
Mm-hmm. And how are these congruent with each other? I think we already said that, but I want to make sure I write it down. Is it side, 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 angle, side?
Angle, side.
Not side, angle,
Angle,
side.
side,
There we go. Angle, side, angle. We're going to have to state our given. And since everything's in purple up there, I'm going to have to state 2 angles, another 2 angles, and a side. We're going to have all of them up there, plus our given. All right. Number 1, let's just get our given down there. I'm going to scoot over a little bit this next time. JM, bisect, angle J, comma, JM is perpendicular to KL.
What? Oh, yeah.
I'm just writing all my given at one time. On your proofs and your homework, you're going to be filling in the blanks. I'm just going to give you a little tip. Sometimes the givens are not all written on the one line. Sometimes they're written on multiple lines, so you might have multiple words of given in your reasons. Not a problem. All right, number 2. We have to state an angle, a side, and an angle. We can just work our way across either direction. It doesn't really matter.
I did LJM is congruent to KJM.
LJM. Okay, what's LJM? Angle
LJM is congruent.
LJM. Make sure you're getting in the right order.
Is congruent to KJM.
I agree.
Because M is going to need to be in the same spot, and K is going to be, well, yeah, M is going to be, and J is going to need to be in the same spot.
Okay.
I'm confused on how I would list number 3. Oh, wait. That would
Okay.
be reflexive, right?
Yes, ma'am. So number 2, though, what's the reason? No, I did that wrong. Let's do this.
No, it wouldn't be.
Number 2, reason is,
Definition of bisect.
very good, definition bisector.
For number 3, oh, no. I'm doing number 3. It's a different one. We're not use, for my number 3, I wouldn't use the reflexive. I'm doing the 90 degrees equals, it makes the other one 90 degrees.
Yeah, we gotta find a
Would
reason
that
for it.
be-
Let me catch up, and then yes, I'll help you with that. I'm gonna send you to your terms page, I think, unit 2. Okay, your terms page, unit 2. Number 3, Amy, what did you get for the next? What did you decide to do for the next one?
I didn't finish it.
Oh.
So just a second, don't say it out loud yet. Let me catch up. You find it though.
I'm still writing down 2. See, we just
Where are you at, Brett? Let me see.
so
Just on 3.
Okay.
Mama, is it this one?
Does it say that they're congruent? It doesn't say they're congruent. It has to say they're congruent.
Oh.
All right. So what do you want to do, Brett? Next, Brett. We just stated. I'm gonna put it in red or yellow. We just stated this part. We just did this area. And that was one of our angles. Now we need to go to maybe a side or an angle. What do you want to do next, Brett? Doesn't really matter. Side or an angle.
Side.
Okay. So we need to do this line here, right? How are we gonna? What are we gonna state for that? JM
is congruent to JM.
is congruent to JM. Okay. Do you remember why, Brett?
I don't.
Reflexive.
Reflexive. Anytime that this
yeah,
is
that's
it's
the
to
one.
itself.
Yes.
Mhm, okay.
I think I know the answer to the next one.
Okay. Let's write the next. Let me write the next thing here because now we've got our angle and our side.
Which one? Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Angle on our side. Now we need another angle, right?
The KJ,
KJ.
K.
J.
You want it? We already did KJ, KMJ, right? KMJ. All right, KMJ.
MJ is congruent to L and J.
Very good. That's correct. Angle K. Oh, wrong. We said KMJ. LMJ. That's correct.
Mama, would it be the right angle congruence theorem?
Tell me what the right angle congruence term says.
If 2 angles are right angles, then they are congruent.
That is correct. I had to go back and look at my terms myself. Was that in Unit 2?
I
Unit-
don't know. I just looked at my postulate.
Okay, so the
I don't
right
have them
angle
written down my
congruence
units.
postulate.
Is it a theorem or a postulate?
The theorem.
I'm sorry, thank you. Theorem. Right angle congruence theorem says if 2 angles are right angles, then they are congruent. And so I was looking for something that said they're right, then they're congruent. So that's what I was looking for. So I'm going to abbreviate right angle congruence theorem. All right, we just got our last angle. We have side, we have an angle. We actually stated it in that order too. We did an angle, then our side, then our angle. It's not necessary though, but we did. Probably flows a little better maybe. And then last one's 5.
I did mine in a different order.
Okay.
I
fine.
switched 3 and 4.
Okay, it's not a problem. We are now ready to write the last step. Triangle JM. Okay.
In step 4,
Mm-hmm.
does it matter if the order is the same as in the proving? Because
Yeah, it could have been. Oh, yes, it could have.
does it matter
Yes.
if it's the same order?
It could be the same order. And
Does
it
it
would be.
matter?
Does it matter how you write it? Because if you look at 4 and then you look at what we have for 5 now, if you look at the order of the angle numbers, do they have to be the same, or is it okay that they're not?
They're okay that they're different, but if I would have stated number 4 up here as angle JMK, that would have been fine as long as I did
JML.
J, yeah,
yes.
same.
Yes. The only difference is I'll have an angle symbol at number 4 and a triangle symbol at number 5. Okay?
The reason I'm wondering is because technically that's the same thing as what you're writing for 5, except you're writing or a triangle instead of an angle.
That's correct. And it would be fine to
It's
do that
just-
way.
yeah.
Yes.
The letters.
Yes. All right. Reason, angle, side, angle. Okay. All right. Your proofs for this assignment, if you turn the page on your homework, you'll notice that you are not doing every single one of them, all the steps. You are just filling in the blanks. Eventually, you will be doing all of them. All right, but not this time. All right. All right. To summarize really quick, we learned two new shortcuts for triangles congruent, proving triangles congruent. We learned angle, side, angle. We learned angle, angle, side. We had our old shortcuts, where it's side, 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 and side, angle, side. You asked me a little bit ago, some of your assignment will still have these on them. We reviewed the new ones at the beginning, okay? All right. It's time to be done with this section and move to the next.